How's it going, guys? And welcome to today's prediction video. For this one, our action takes us to the English Premier League for the massive clash taking place this Sunday on the 17th of December between Liverpool and Manchester United at Anfield. Now, the last time these two titans of English football went head to head was on the 5th of March last season. Manchester United was still in the running for those Champions League spots, while Liverpool was still kind of trying to force their way into the top four as well. Things looked pretty even between the two sides at Anfield up until the 43rd minute, when Andy Robertson managed to just completely dissect Manchester United's defense, completely isolating their right back out wide and playing through Cody Gakpo, who cut back into the box and managed to finish very well. Manchester United went in at halftime 1-0 down and sought to rally themselves, but started the second half off in the worst possible start, when 2 minutes from kickoff, in the 47th minute, Darwin Núñez doubling Liverpool's lead, courtesy of a counter-attack where the Reds just swarmed all over Manchester United's defense and managed to force the ball over by sheer force of will. Things got even worse for the away side when in the 50th minute Cody Gakpo found Liverpool's third, courtesy of a fantastic counter-attack and some very good wing play out wide on the right from Mohamed Salah. Things just cascaded for Manchester United from there in the 66th minute. Mohamed Salah again on the counter-attack, getting Liverpool's fourth. The Reds getting their fifth in the 75th minute, again from Darwin Núñez. This time, a fantastic header after the ball is crossed to him from Jordan Henderson. Mohamed Salah getting his brace in the 83rd minute after Manchester United's defense is just left at sixes and sevens with nobody really taking up responsibility and getting rid of the ball, and the ball just gets to Salah. And finally, Manchester United's misery is compounded in the 88th minute, courtesy of Roberto Firmino, who comes off the bench and finishes from a tight angle at the near post. Manchester United were left chasing shadows. I think even saying that is generous because that implies they did some form of activity on the day. But in the second half, Manchester United just crumbled. You'd swear they were 3-0 down at halftime when they were just 1-0 down. A comeback was possible still. But it was as if the Red Devils lost faith in themselves following that early concession, or rather that late concession in the first half. And things just got worse and worse and worse, and at the end of the day, the scoreline is all that matters, and the scoreline read Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0. We start off our team analysis with Liverpool. The last 5 matches for the Reds have ended in 4 wins and 1 loss. However, that 1 loss, even though it was their most recent match, came in the Europa League against Union Saint-Gilloise. A player we gotta highlight for the Reds, obviously, Mohamed Salah with his 14 goals and 7 assists. These days it feels kind of like if Liverpool is getting a goal, Mohamed Salah is involved somewhere along the line. He is such a difficult player to deal with, and I think he's gonna be a nightmare for this Manchester United defense. Next up, I want to talk Darwin Núñez with 7 goals and 6 assists. Darwin Núñez was maybe criticized a little bit last season for not having performed the way he was expected to, but I think something that people need to remember is he was not given the opportunity to build up the chemistry with Mohamed Salah because Salah was missing through due to injury for large periods of the season. And now Núñez has managed to click with Salah, and it's getting the output that people expected. So the Colombian forward as well is a massive threat. And finally, I want to talk Dominic Szoboszlai with his 3 goals and 2 assists. He may have played for his previous club more as a winger and an attacking midfielder, but he seems to have duties at Anfield that are slightly deeper in. Again, still at attacking midfield, but maybe in at centre mid as well. Jurgen Klopp has sort of used Szoboszlai to clog up Liverpool's midfield because he's got a very vast variety of players who he can play up front, but he seems to be stretched in those midfield roles, so he's just slotted Szoboszlai into those roles. But Szoboszlai has played fantastically. The Hungarian has done a very, very good job of adapting and proving just how flexible he is. So I think he's also going to be a very, very important player to watch, especially considering Liverpool are going to be without midfield magicians like Alexis McAllister and Thiago. Next up, we talk the away side, Manchester United. The last 5 for the Red Devils have ended in 1 win, 1 draw, and 3 losses. Their last match being a 1-0 loss at home against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. It was an embarrassing loss for Manchester United, not because the scoreline was humiliating, it was actually a decent scoreline, but because Manchester United finished last in a group that they would have maybe expected to finish second or even third in. A player we can highlight for Manchester United, however, is Scott McTominay with 6 goals and 1 assist. Something I like about McTominay is he's got this dogged determination and drive within him to keep running, and that's why he's the one getting most of the goals for Manchester United right now, where the rest of the players are sort of running for the sake of running or just running aimlessly. McTominay knows exactly what he wants and he knows exactly how he's going to get it, and he's going forward with purpose. Next up, I want to talk Harry Maguire. Now, it might just be 1 goal and 1 assist for Harry Maguire, but Harry Maguire looks very, very different from the player that he was last season. Last season, I think it was just, chaos for Harry Maguire. He looked kind of clumsy and a little silly when defending at times, kind of like he had no idea what he was doing. But now there's more purpose in his game, there's more direction. It seems kind of as if ever since he's been relieved of his duties at captain, he's become more of a captain. He's starting to show the leadership that Manchester United's backline needs. So I think for Harry Maguire, there's just positive signs all around so far. And finally, I want to talk Andre Onana. Now, a lot of people can criticize Onana for being a bit of a flop right now because in this terrible Champions League campaign, I think Onana has conceded, is it 15 or 16 goals for Manchester United, which is just astounding. Especially when you consider it's only been 6 games. And the most high-profile team in that group was Bayern Munich. And Bayern contributed 5 of those goals because it was 4 in Germany and then 1 at Old Trafford. So Onana's looking clumsy. He's looking a little off form. He's looking very, very shaken. His confidence has taken a massive knock. But I think Manchester United fans also need to remember that when David De Gea started and he was signed from Atletico Madrid, he also had quite a few howlers. I mean, he was kind of humiliating himself in between the sticks at Old Trafford. And Onana is doing the same thing. I think it's going to take Onana a little bit of time, but time is not a luxury he can get right now. It's not a luxury he's afforded at a club like Manchester United. He needs to pull up his socks very, very quickly before the board decides that they've lost patience with him and they turn to one of their other goalkeepers, or worse, they dig into the transfer window and they sign somebody else. Okay, next up is the head-to-head in the S3M2 Verdict. Now, the last 5 matches between these two sides have always had a result. It's been 3 wins for Liverpool and 2 wins for Manchester United. But interestingly, if you look at the matches at Anfield, Liverpool has always won those matches. So Anfield is a bit of a fortress right now, so it already does not bode well for Manchester United. If you couple that with United's fumbling and stumbling form right now and how clumsy they look, and just overall how disorganized and actually disinterested the players look, I think Liverpool get a win here, and a definitive win, so 2 goals at least. Liverpool's attack is looking clinical, it's looking deadly, it's looking lethal. Manchester United's attack is looking lopsided, it's looking pretty selfish at times. Liverpool attack as a unit, if you look at that 7-0 win, 3 players were on a brace there: Cody Gakpo, Darwin Núñez and Mohamed Salah. But in those dying minutes, all of them still chose to give the ball to Roberto Firmino so that he could have a sending off just before he left Anfield in one of the biggest games ever for a Liverpool player. And that just goes to show that at Liverpool, they're running for each other, they're playing for each other. There's this kind of team and family mentality that is just lacking at Manchester United. Right now when Manchester United attack, it's 11 individuals going forward. You look at when they attack on the wings, and wingers are usually either running out wide so that they can take on the wing back, or they're cutting in so that they can take a shot on goal. they've sort of forgotten that they've got a center forward to pass to, or they've got a winger on the opposite wing that they can cross to. They've forgotten that they've got a midfield that they can play through. It's a case of kind of like schoolboy football, when you have the ball, just run forward with it, and what happens, happens. I don't know if there's a plan right now at Manchester United, but I think the mentality that Jurgen Klopp has cultivated at Liverpool is stark contrast to the mentality that's been cultivated at Manchester United by Erik ten Hag. His players don't seem to respect him, they don't seem to respect his tactics, and you can't really blame them right now because it's not paying off. Players have complained that they're doing extra running, and you can see that in their fitness physically, but mentally, they don't know what they're doing right now. And it's not looking good for Manchester United. So I'd like to reiterate one more time, Liverpool winning this by at least 2 goals. If Manchester United can score 1, I think that's a massive plus, but I don't even see them doing that at this point. Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time, and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.